All right, guys, so we got to talk about a particularly disturbing story out of Los Angeles, California, involving Gavin Newsom's vaccine mandate, a first in the nation mandate that requires students, right, in schools to be vaccinated, right? There's a vaccine mandate for students, okay? And because of this, predictably, that has caused some issues, right, with these schools, as there are some students who aren't vaccinated, and some of those students are facing the consequences of not being vaccinated and getting caught up in a whole lot of political nonsense that allegedly has led to discrimination. Now, this story that we're talking about here today involves New West Charter School, which is a high school out in Los Angeles, in which there was some videos on social media that some young girls posted that show them basically outside the school, sitting on the pavement and surrounded by what looks to be like police tape or something like that, because they're unvaccinated. So they're being forced to segregate and to sit outside, and they're being threatened with suspension because of their vaccination status. So without further ado, I actually want you guys just to take a look at these videos.
Hello, I'm a student at New West Charter School, and I'm here with 5 other girls. 4 of them are freshmen, 1 is a junior, I'm a sophomore, and we're being threatened to be suspended because we don't have the COVID-19 vaccine, and we're being refused of the right to attend school.
We feel segregated and discriminated.
And we're being closed off by this caution tape-like thing. We're being segregated from the rest of the school. Yeah.
New West Charter, and these are my fellow classmates who aren't vaccinated, and we're in this boxing, and I have to use the restroom, which are right there at that door, but they're not letting me use the restroom. And they offered me to go to the park that's around the corner, but the door is locked technically, so I can't really leave, and they're right there, and they're not letting us go to the restroom.
Do me a favor, she's gonna make a do not cross this line. She's gonna make an announcement to you guys.
Okay.
And we'll be right here. Right here.
Ladies, I appreciate this is a difficult situation.
Okay.
We've asked the kids to peaceably leave campus because they're causing a disruption the way families were. If the kids are not going to leave, we're going to have to suspend them for disrupting school activities.
Now, when you suspend someone,
we've asked them to leave nicely. I'm not going to answer questions on this. I've made a point, and that's what we're asking the kids to do.
so suspension without a hearing.
Excuse me, I have a question here. Excuse me.
How rude.
As a principal, you need to answer.
You work for us.
You don't have to leave if you don't want to. If we don't leave, we get suspended.
Okay.
Let them cannot suspend.
Try it. They have to.
All right, guys. So yeah, that's not a good sight, right? It's definitely one of those things where, you hate to see in this country, where, you have, a group of students who, aren't vaccinated. And I don't necessarily know if that decision comes down to them, right? I think that's the parents' decision. And because they're not, they're basically, being forced to sit outside on the pavement and to be segregated away from everybody else and surrounded by police, right? I mean, you would think, just like looking at that situation without any context, that they had committed a crime, right? That they had, done something wrong, okay? But I guess, in California, being unvaccinated is a crime, right? According to them, regardless of what age you are. Okay, and you got to think, man, like, regardless of what side of the aisle you are on this issue, whether you're pro-mandate or against mandate, right? Like, do you think that something like this is right? Do you like seeing stuff like this? I don't think anybody should like to see something like this. Kids being singled out and segregated away, from their peers simply because of their vaccination status. Again, I believe that situation, for them could possibly be something that's very, embarrassing. Something where they may feel like that they're being, segregated away from their classmates, or that they're being put on the spot or something like that. Again, it's sad stuff, man. It really is. It's not something that we should ever see in this country, okay? But, that's what's happening, and they're saying that, they're going to be suspended, basically, if they don't leave, okay? So they're saying they're forcing them to leave. Now, this is interesting because this school is saying that they're doing this because of the mandate from the governor, okay? They're saying that they're doing this to stay in line, and their policy is essentially that any group older than 12 years old has to be vaccinated by a certain deadline. Now, the second deadline or the final dose deadline was December 28th. Now, I read through this, and what you will see here is that it's kind of funny because they say they have a non-discrimination policy here, which they say New West will not discriminate, harass, or retaliate against any current or prospective employee for receiving the COVID-19 vaccine, refusing to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, or for requesting a lawfully recognized accommodation from the COVID-19 vaccination policy. However, New West reserves the right to enforce non-compliance with this policy consistent with law. So they have this non-discrimination policy here for employees. However, for students, on the other hand, it seems to me that they're cool with discrimination, right? They're totally fine with that. Okay, as you can see in that video. And, again, it's just crazy to see stuff like that, right? I do believe that parents are supposed to be protesting this. This is probably something that's going to go viral. A lot of people probably going to see this. So they're probably going to get a whole lot of backlash from this. But this does stem from the mandate that the governor put in place, right? The mandates that, in my opinion, are creating division in this country. Because, again, these students, I don't think it's their choice in regards to their vaccination status. I think that comes down to their parents. And I think that the schools treating these students like this and the way that they're treating them, I think is wrong, right? And it's an issue that they have to take up with the parents, okay? But again, I don't have that much context around, what the school has done before, whether or not they contacted the parents, how has this situation unfolded, right? All we have is that footage, and some other small details about, what's going on that I got from the internet. So yeah, that's crazy. And that's something that's absolutely insane to see, these high school girls be put in a situation like this, again, for something that probably really isn't their choice. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.